showing off my super fancy AFTERSHOCK logo opening thing. I'm really proud of.
Do
you have a super fancy AFTERSHOCK logo thing?
Yeah, the super fancy AFTERSHOCK logo thing.
I want to see the super fancy.
Tex, do you want me to post in community content?
Yeah, posted community content.
Yeah, drop the guests, you know, very cool guests that no one has ever heard from or doesn't.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna add farms, bro.
There you go.
That seems to be the recipe for success right there. Okay.
All right.
Who's pinging me?
Me.
Oh.
Dude, you pinged yourself. You pinged yourself. You're so cringe.
No, Revolution pinged me.
How much do I want to like incite riots here?
How much do you want to incite? Leper, you always
We're
want to
going
incite
crazy?
riots. Never have I.
There we go.
Very good.
No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna for once in my fucking life have a bit of bias for my own team.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
Hey,
Oh yeah?
You play some League of Legends, so we'd like to hear your thoughts.
We absolutely would like to hear your thoughts because I have lots of thoughts about this game.
My thoughts on which part of things?
Everything.
Just
so like you have to understand, I'm a bit emotional at the moment. I think Chicky Pie is really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is not Dan.
No, he's not Dan?
He's not Dan. Dan is the one of only 2 people that can put me in the dirt without me fucking up.
Like, you can play a perfect game and Dan will still put you down, is what you're telling me.
That's the way that I feel about playing Dan.
Alright.
And I do not feel Chicky Pie is there. Chicky Pie did not give me any opportunities, really. You know what I mean? Like, he played well, but we reached both of us hit, like, I don't know when I first died on the Trundle, but, like, we both hit, like, 7 CS a minute in game 1. It's not like either one of us really won that lane, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, like, he was fun to play against. Like, it definitely is a challenge against a player. Like, I don't think I gave him a lot of opportunities to try to punish me either.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know what the fuck is up with your jungle situation.
What do you mean? From gold
you had a new
630?
jungler, unless this is
no.
undisclosed alts for another jungler that you have.
No, it's a new jungler.
I feel like Doki now trying to expose you in front of like the league admins.
The Dokester!
Alright,
very good.
Real quick, downfall. There you go. It's a 5-second cooldown on the Viva command there. But no, so we have 3 junglers on our roster. We have Tristana Jungle, is his name in Discord, who plays Tristana Jungle, along with other things. He's had to deal with a carpal tunnel, so he's been out for the last month and a half. Then we've got Gold 630, who's played for us last year, I think in EDL at one point.
Yep.
And has rejoined and is our sub 6th man type of player. He's grown a lot. He played last week and was absolutely killing it. But this week we have our new starter for the moment, I believe, is this guy. I don't run that team. That's a Scruffo Mystic Prussian team. So I don't micromanage any of that stuff, but that's the state of things right now. So our starter is the guy who's playing tonight.
So Mystic went against the team that she manages?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was radio silent all week ahead of it. There was no stress. She muted the channel, so there's no like. I mean, we came away with a W. She wasn't sabotaging it or nothing. There's no. There's a lot of the thing with Revolution that's happening is and has been happening since I took over ownership is there's a lot of like community incestuousness going on. I'm just absorbing as many members of the community as possible into my organization. I'm really trying to poach Decker right now. We got him to E-sub for a game, and he had a really good time, and everyone liked him, so we're trying to ease him into being a Revolution, part of Revolution. But we got Leper randomly subbing for one of our teams. We got Mystic as an admin, right? So we're working on it. But yeah, that was an interesting game.
Your mid laner might be the best mid laner in the league.
Awesome, amazing Spice.
Yeah.
He's
the Oriana ultis.
The Oriana ultis,
Okay.
the Vanguard placement, like his positioning is just so good.
I
And the
have to
fact
say,
that he hit 9 CS a minute on Oriana.
it was a farm lane. To be fair,
I
right? The Victor
understand
and
that.
Oriana
I
lane was
understand.
definitely a farm lane.
And I don't mean this as a joke, right? But like, do you know how many people I've sat with and done like 10-minute CS drills in practice tool with that
Mhm.
can't hit 9 CS a minute in practice tool?
Plenty, I'm sure. Plenty.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
the majority can't do that uncontested.
Right.
So no, like his positioning was nuts. Like he just really, really in both games prevented us from really doing anything. And Scruffo managed to be like he inted a lot, but somehow his team stopped it. Like that's why we let the Kaisa go through in the second game. We were like, this guy just ints his face off, so we can punish it.
We could
Wait,
punish
I
it.
was
We
about
could
to
punish it.
ask, like, why do you guys behind the scenes, right? And when we were muted in intermission, we were like, "Yo, why the hell did they like Kaisa through again?" After
Well,
he
because-
absolutely
because-
dunked you guys on it.
Well, the reasoning, at least from our end, was this guy is going to go the fuck in, and we can punish it. That was the reasoning.
Okay.
Work? Fuck no. But that was the reasoning.
I think he's working off some jitters, to be honest. He's kind of finding his groove, refinding his groove. But the team did a great job of like leaning into it, right? Like as a unit.
Mhm.
I saw a comment in chat here a little bit earlier from someone that was talking about like 3 games. I think Downfall was talking about it. So 3 games of Ornn in a row, not saying a whole lot. Well, it wasn't in a row, but 3 out of the 4 games for Chicky Pete on Ornn. It's hard to tell, like, is he actually good or is this just an Ornn one trick?
No, he's good. He's good. Like that's the reality. Like having played against him, like you have to be on your game to avoid him shitting on you. If you fuck up, if you misstep, he's going to punish you.
And
he's also not really giving opportunities either. So like he's definitely good, Ornn or not.
His synergy with the jungle tonight and Scruffo was sick. Like they were, whenever Scruffo went in, there was several times where it was kind of an int, right? But the team, you can make up for that stuff when you have the team playing behind you and with you to lean into those things.
Absolutely.
I honestly think the hardest part for Revolution tonight, and Jinjibin I think was really helping in reduce the challenge, especially in game 2 for the team in this way, was decision making. Right? They were just kind of all over the place. Game 1, there was a dragon play that Dan and I were hanging out in my apartment watching the game today. And we were very confused at one point why we were going for dragon. It was Trundle and Lux going for dragon. And they didn't have wave pressure. Kaisa was at Tribush by the time they had by the time they got aggressed on by Jin Zhao. There was no appropriate setup for it, no cooldowns, nothing. So there's a couple moments like that where maybe it's jitters and maybe it's just being in the silver bracket, but Revolution's like what keeps them in my head like below the top cut for right now is gonna be like below the top 3 at least is the decision making and being kind of inconsistent. Their team fight's great, right? They have great team fight, especially when they have Chicky Pie involved instead of trying to match the Kale in the sideline for some goddamn reason. But when he's in the team fights and not matching the waves, he's doing great.
That's kind of the way I play. I want to pull people away from the team and just keep you in the sideline. Like that is my method of trying to be a good top laner.
Okay, honestly though, the one champion I think that you guys could have swapped out in your second game text was instead of Morgana, you put in Zillion. That champion is like the one champion I permaban. Honestly, because if you think about it, you're playing like Kaisa, who, and Scruffo or Spanx really likes to just press R on whatever champion.
Give him that extra life. Just do it again.
There's literally like 4 people across the wall. He's the first one to go in. There's no way.
Are you talking about that Baron play? Oh my god!
Into 4 enemy champs without a single team member on the other side of the wall.
The Baron play where he jumped over the wall in Revolution chat. He said in fucking Revolution chat, he said he thought he had GA. But when he died, he bought GA after that.
You can have GA if you have a Zillion, man.
Exactly. Like, okay, that's fair enough.
So yeah.
I'll talk to Wingman. I'll let Prussian know to push Wingman to do that. I'll do some Liquid Steve meddling, get in there, mess with the rosters a little bit, but no, I thought it was a really exciting matchup. I thought So I think the donut shop, you guys have a lot to work on, but one of the things that I thought was a positive was the this seems like you guys have plans, right? You guys seem like you have an intentionality and a commitment to a plan, especially in the first 5 minutes or so. You guys threatened us dive in game 2 after a really successful clean dive in game 1, or at the early parts of the game. And like, there's that foundational synergy across the team that you just need to shore up with some mechanical, like draft. I was confused on in game 2. I didn't feel like y'all's draft synergized very well, and kind of fell apart. And just some mechanical outplays here and there snowballs away from you guys. But I think there's potential for these guys to step up and contest like Snack Bears and Revolution and or whoever else is in that 4th and 5th slot later on.
You're not gonna like my my hot picks then.
Your hot picks
for irrational predictions. You're not gonna like that.
Okay.
With
Well,
what you just said.
I want to hold on to the spice real quick. I want to run down the current state of the league. Do we have an update as to the BDE Lucid and TD Syndicate game?
Yeah, I just updated it.
2-1 Syndicate. Oh, dude. Okay.
Yo, my prediction is right, guys. I'm not the stupidest analyst this year.
I win. Wait, didn't you just copy all mine?
I did not, dude. You think that every week, I swear.
Wait, what did I say? Hold on, I
You
gotta
said
go check.
2-1 TD Syndicate, bro.
Oh, dude, this is
No,
nuts, honestly.
I gotta check the other ones I said because I don't remember. Wait.
You
2-0
You said 2-0 Rev, 2-1 Snack Bears, 2-1
No, I
TD
said
Syndicate, and 2-0 AH.
I was one game away from being perfect this week. Oh
Man.
Whatever.
Oh man. Clutch, are you riding the fireball to how do you feel?
What?
Huh? What? I was gonna ask, how are you
Okay.
feeling? I've had a pun in there somewhere and I lost it. So
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
I heard it.
There was something in there. I was trying to like segue into. It's fine. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I'm not clever. I rely. This is why I bring people on board to do all of the cool talking, fun
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
His technique for years has been, let me say something mildly controversial and let Leper rant for 10 minutes so I can think.
I like hint
Oh
at it.
my
I don't put
God.
my opinion in there. I just say, hey, what about this thing? There's this thing. It's kind of there. And Leper's like, I'm gonna fucking take that. I'm gonna tear it apart. I'm gonna chew into it. And this is why I love making content with Leper. But all right, so rundown of things here real quick.
Yeah.
We've got Revolution frontline 2-0 over the Donut Shop. BDE Lucid dropping 1-2 to TD Syndicate. AH Tyranny taking 2 long games over GE Pearl for a 2-0. And then Snack Bears taking, I think, the most predictable kind of neutral game of the night, 2-0 over Glacial Phantoms, unless there's something stand out from that I don't know about. But yeah, so kind of a flip from last week. So last week we had all 2-1s except for the Revolution game, and this time it's all 2-0s except for the TD Syndicate game. So interesting, maybe some trends forming. I think we're starting to see the top half separate from the bottom half after this second week.
The question ultimately is, where's the cutoff?
Yeah.
Do we have a top 4 or do we have a top 5?
Oh, dude, I don't know. My gut tells me we have a top 4, I think.
I've got it.
I think we have a 4, a 1. Okay, my hot take is 4, 1, then 3. I'm not gonna tell you who it is yet.
Okay. Want my hot take?
I can get behind that.
I give you my hot take. All right. 3. Wait, how many? Okay. 3, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm kind of here right now. I had to count a little bit.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
I can get behind
But
3, 2, 3 as
3,
well.
2, 3 is my take without saying the teams involved.
Yeah. All right.
I can
3,
I
2,
can
3.
get behind 4, 1, 3. And I could also get behind 5, 3. I could get behind that too.
Exernian, if you were to break it into groups from the top down, what would it be? In numbers,
Okay,
not
so
which teams are in it, but just the numbers in each group.
The numbers, I was gonna say just like how I would describe the teams in those groups. I definitely think there's like 2 really cracked teams, and then it's like everyone else. Do you know that description of like the 1 carry player and like 4 wards? Yeah, I think that's what the league is starting to look like right now. We have 2 hot teams, and then we got like 6 other teams, so that like our league doesn't blow up.
None of us agree on.
None of us agree.
None of us agree on how this should be divided. So therefore, we can just say that Cole and Exernian did a very, very good job on what teams they selected to
I
be
did not
in
select
this.
the teams.
Shush! You don't need to let them know that.
I did not select the teams. You know what I did? I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to show up on Mondays and Fridays and stream, and then good luck, bro.
And collect your paycheck? What?
I had moral support.
The fact of the matter is for everybody involved, content creators, people that are playing, like, you end up with, when everything is kind of close together, it's more fun for everybody involved.
Oh yeah, it's more fun. So, do you guys have anything you want to talk about before we just dive into irrational predictions?
No.
No.
All right.
Just go.
So, to the community here, before we show our predictions, just so everyone is aware, I feel like the communities overlap pretty heavily between this and ZGG. So, if you have seen Leper, myself, and our good friend Decker, who's not with us tonight, we do on Silver Scraps, the show for IBS, the IBS show for ZGG, we do something called irrational predictions. After the second week of games, we say, what do we think the end of the regular season bracket is going to look like? Not playoffs, not the champion, just where are people going to end up at the end of the regular season. And it's entirely rational. We just talk shit, and usually we're entirely wrong. Community oftentimes gets it right, but we get it often totally
usually
wrong.
the community is like on par with like the best of us,
But
which
still
usually
bad.
is completely wrong.
Still off. So, I see someone making some changes there. What's going on?
I gotta like make a last minute decision. You know, the more alcohol I'm putting in my body, the better my decision making.
There we go.
Exactly.
So on your screen right now, you should be seeing at least 3 out of the 4 layups, setups, words are hard, picks, irrational predictions made by Xernian, Leper, and Cole here. I didn't make them because I was gonna, stay true to the irrationality of it and wait. Actually, no, that's a lie. They stayed true to the irrationality of it. They did it before the game's even finished, and then they updated it. To be fair, but I haven't done mine yet because I'm lazy and terrible. But I wanna take a look at this for a second. So there's a lot of agreement, I think, on the top half, bottom half. But within those, huge amounts of variance. Xernian, tell me about your...
Downfall, if you want us to stop putting you at number 1, y'all need to stop winning.
Yes,
Not only do you need to stop winning, you need to stop winning so convincingly. In the manner of people that, like, watch a bunch of, like, low elo league, like, you look really fucking clean. So,
yes.
like, you gotta fucking run it. Like, get shit on by, like, G&E Pearl or something.
Yeah, get like a 2 or 3 game lead.
Today.
No.
All right. So I want to hear, Xernian, what is the line? What draws the line between your top half and your bottom half? Like, where does that sit for you? Or you said you had 2 and 6 is what you had, right? With the groupings?
More or less.
Walk me through that.
More or less. Like,
who's your 2 and who's your 6?
Okay, top 2, I'd say it's Tyranny, and then, Rev. I'm not saying that because I'm on your stream, bro. I swear. Totally didn't vote for them earlier because I knew I was going to be here later tonight.
Might throw a couple gift subs at the Twitch channel.
Cole and I think... Cole, how long have we been, like, on stream now? Like, 4 hours? We're on hour number 4? We had
long time.
Yeah, we had 1 hour pre-game show, right? And then we had 2-hour stream, and then now we're here, so...
I'm glad we could lose so quickly so that you weren't on here for 5.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, no!
I had a little break.
If you're ever one of my casters, like, if you're backstage, all you'll hear me complain about is, like, yo, where's my lobby? Yo, why aren't, like, can we just start? I don't care about the time, or, like, I don't even...
Hey, at least you didn't have to worry too much about getting draft links tonight.
Yeah, that's true. But my top 2 teams, only AH, Tyranny, Rev, like, when you're that person, especially, like, being people like Cole and I, where we, are the 2 people that always sit down to talk about the teams and the matchups. We're on the pregame show. Cole makes the power rankings. I used to make power rankings last split. And then, then I'm also streaming the games, and he's casting all the games, right? Like, you just consume so much content of some of the teams where you really just think, like, yeah, I'm really convinced. And the thing is, like, with anything, not just, like, League and streams, you're always going to remember the first and last of something. So AH Tyranny, taking that, like, huge 2-0 at the first week, like, that just sticks in my mind.
2-1.
Right? Second week.
2-1 first week. I want to call that out real quick for Glacial's sake.
Okay, see, as you can tell, I'm really good at remembering what I stream. And then 2-0 for Rev, right? So it's like, you always remember the first and last things. So being in that early first 2 weeks for me, definitely, like... sticks in my mind.
You know, not to toot our own horn a little bit, but I think Rev is the only undefeated within a match. From a game score perspective, the only undefeated team left.
Revolution is the only one to have 2-0.
To be fair, if they've played against, and what it may be giving away some of my predictions here, 2 of the bottom teams right now, at least so far. So that's what surprises me about you having them so high up. So you're thinking, Exernian, at the end of the season, we're gonna have Tyranny and Revolution Frontline as the 1 and 2 spots over TD Syndicate, over Big Duck Entourage, which you have at 5th place, which I'm very surprised by.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you have to account for random upsets, random teams like dropping games, right? Like, you're never gonna just be able to say, "Oh, this team is better on paper; they should win." Doesn't matter if they should win. And it's a thing too. Like, in theory, like we were talking about this even on stream, where there are teams where you technically outdrafted them, but if your team comp is easier, you just press R and you win. Like, you're playing in silver, buddy. Okay, these players can probably press R better than you.
Right.
So that's really what it comes down to for me.
All right. Thoughts from the audience here. Thoughts from the rest of our pundits desk. From Leper and Cole.
The only reason, like, I agree with Revolution. I think Revolution is a really solid team, especially like given like. First of all, Scruffo has been a stable AD carry for a long time. Okay, Cat Tex, you can just leave your bias at the door.
Oh my!
So, but my point is not that I think that Revolution is bad. I just think that, unfortunately for me, from a history of doing irrational predictions, TD as an organization has had like more success.
Mm-hmm.
Rev drops freak playoff matches. Rev will drop freak matches. There have been a lot of scheduling issues over the past like couple seasons for Revolution. So like that's my reasoning for like putting them below TD Syndicate. It's Syndicate, or is it Shadow, or is it Symphony, or is it I don't know which TD it is. The one that doesn't have donuts.
Say that again. Which one doesn't have donuts? You're on the one that has donuts. Syndicate.
I'm the one there. But like, they had like 5 different TDS names, like Syndicate, Shadow, Symphony, Serotonin.
Man, they're all over the place. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I was a little distracted with chat for a second. I'm sorry, Cole. I put Nightbot in yesterday, and I don't know what to do with it. So you're getting fucked.
I typed LOL in all caps and it muted me, man.
Oh man,
This bot is briefing me.
I wonder if I can
Fuck this bot, bro.
unmod Nightbot. Yep. Okay, so you can be able to do it now. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
I'm timed out for 10 minutes. I can't speak. I'm silenced.
10 minutes, bro.
Oh no! Untime? Untime out. Okay, I can do it. This is Scuff Stream to the max. Valor Bulls United.
Yeah, you gotta.
All right.
Oh, I'm back.
You're back, baby. Okay, so I wanted to respond to Leper's comments about Revolution blowing up in playoffs often, which is the case. It's just his history. It's history.
It's just history.
But history is while in the moment irrational when it's happening, using history to make decisions now, I feel like that's rational. So I'm not even gonna listen to you. I'm putting Revolution right at the top. Right at the top. We're not. We're irrational all the way.
I mean that's fair. That's fair. This is why I ignore your opinions a lot of the time.
That's fair. That's fair. I love you, Leper. I appreciate you. Most people should ignore me, but we're leaning on the irrationality.
That's my reason. I think Revolution. Like, okay, so this is the fun part of irrational predictions versus like my feelings, right? Like I have 2 different feelings here. Like sure. I think that Rev is going to drop some freak games that they probably shouldn't lose. But I also think that at least at this point from what I've seen, given the stability of their solo laners, okay. I really don't know who's gonna stifle Rev. Like,
I see what you're saying. So you don't know who's gonna like be able to win. Like one of the things about a team like Rev right now, and I don't want us to talk a bunch about Rev. I want us to talk about some other teams here in a second. But if you can crush them in the laning phase, you're gonna crush them the rest of the game.
Right. But you gotta. That's a lot easier said than done.
Right. Hard agree. Hard agree.
So I'm gonna move on here because Exerni and I are right, and y'all are wrong.
That is fair.
Well, Cole's wrong at this point. Okay.
What did I do?
What?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, actually, I wanna say something about my breakdown. So the top, middle, bottom, right? I said
Now
four.
Tex, you're wrong. Now Tex, you're wrong.
Now I'm wrong.
We're gonna talk about snack bears.
I'm so confused.
Let's talk about snack bears. They're my one. I'm at four. They're the line for me. They are the line. If you're beating them, you're top cut championship contender. If you're losing to them, you're gonna barely make playoffs if at all, right? Like.
Oh, thanks. Now I know how you really feel about me.
Okay, shit. Shit, man. Irrational predictions, week 2. It's not personal.
No, I think that this is my honest answer. Is I just think that for the teams that are below them, Snack Bears is just going to provide so much unconventionality, given the fact that you can't stop SNC Talon from doing his shit and controlling the map, and the fact that Queen Astrid is able to just be that consistent carry from the mid lane to couple with the pressure that like the hard poke mage support is providing. I just don't know how the teams below Snack Bears are going to accomplish it.
Okay.
If they do, it's going to be through lane dominance, and that's about it.
All right, Cole, response. What are your thoughts? What do you think about Snack Bear?
What? Oh, okay. Snack Bear.
Why do you have him at number 5? And how do you think they compare to the lower teams?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. Am I just breaking down Snack Bear, or am I breaking down everything?
Snack Bears.
Snack Bears.
Only Snack Bears.
Only
okay.
Snack Bears.
Only Snack Bears. Okay, so
we'll argue about BDE next.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So remember how I said it's 3-2-3? Because I say there's 3 and there's 2 and there's 3, right? So I think Rev and Snack Bears are, to me, I know you guys have them, varying. I actually have Rev the lowest, so maybe I'm just biased. But I think Rev and Snack Bears, to me, are actually somewhat close in skill. Now, to who agrees to that, who knows? But I think they're somewhat close in skill. Who's Rev played? Rev has played TDS Chocolate, and they've played Genie Pearl. Now, my power rankings, they're at the bottom, right? So, I think Rev hasn't really been necessarily tested by a higher team, which is why I actually have them at 4th. Until they play Snack Bears, BDE, TD Syndicate, or Abyssal Haven Tyranny, I'm not going to end up moving them up. And then I think Snack Bears is just a little bit lower than them, because the only reason why I said that is because I know some of the Rev players, and I don't like Snack Bears is a newer team. So I'm just giving benefit of the doubt to Rev. But what I will say is Snack Bears, even though I haven't seen them play, they look a lot better than Pearl, Chocolate, and Phantom. To me, they look a lot better. So Snack Bears, I think, is a solid 5th place, 4th place team. I think they draw the line. So does Rev. I think Rev a little bit draws the line. I think those two teams are kind of contending for the top or echelon, but they're way better in my eyes than the bottom 3. So that's my definitely not intoxicated breakdown. I hope that made sense.
No, it makes absolute perfect sense.
Okay, good.
It does, at least to me. I'm going to anger the community, and I'm sure that this section is going to be clipped, regurgitated, and taken completely out of context by the BDE Discord.
Okay.
I do not think at this point in time that BDE Lucid will be considered a top team by the end of the season.
Gasp!
Kind of with a full new roster.
Yes.
Gasp!
Yeah, we were talking about it, right? Sure they have the same name, but underneath they're a completely different team.
They're a completely different team. And my statement, and this is just me being the old fart who's been around for so long. I think that they're gonna really, really struggle. They lost a game to what most of us consider to be the worst team here, or the second worst team. And then they lost to TD Syndicate, and probably what is a very close series. And then next week they play Revolution, and I'm just worried about a young, ego-driven team that runs up against loss after loss, particularly a team like Lucid, where they were just kind of stomping everybody in scrims the entire offseason. So that's my hot fucking take.
That's a spicy take, Xernian. What are your thoughts? You're talking a little bit like you're saying, you feel like, oh man, I'm sorry. I just saw Nightbot do a warning.
Oh no!
God, Nightbot,
no
stop
links.
it! I need to stop Nightbot.
This bot is out of control, man.
It's not personal, Ned. It's not personal. Keep post. It's fine. I'm sorry. The Xernian, you sympathize with Leopard. Do you feel like he's got? Is there anything he said about BDE that you think is lacking? Or is there anything more that you'd like to tell about the story of BDE as they go through the season? What do you think that story is going to be?
Honestly, I wasn't even keeping a close eye on them in the preseason tournament when they had the different roster. Cole was like, "Hey, by the way, we're doing a preseason tournament this weekend. Can you stream?"
Whoa!
I was like,
We're
"Oh,
leaking."
okay." I was like, "Yeah, okay, bro." I didn't look at any of the rosters. Didn't look at really anything until I was like, "Oh, okay, gotta stream." Yeah, honestly, like, I have a really bad memory now that I'm like, I can't even say I'm a boomer, but the thing is with
we were talking about age, man.
I
I'm
know,
so
we were
much older than you
talking
guys.
Yeah, okay, man. Age is relative. But the thing is with BDE, like dropping a game to Glacial Phantom, I kind of have to agree that like having ego can be your biggest downfall in a game. I think going into every series, you need to be scouting. You need to be like looking at their past gameplay styles and their past drafts and like all that kind of stuff. You really have to do your homework. Like I think genuinely, just even reading some power rankings, like Cole was talking about it, he was like, I literally said this person is cracked on Zeri, and then they didn't ban Zeri.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah, right? So it's like, you need to just involve yourself a little bit with what teams are doing, and especially if your opponents, you don't have to do it all at once, right? Being here, already like listening to some of our hot takes, okay, don't take my word, especially don't take my word for a lot of this stuff. I just think it's an ego thing, especially like I sometimes I just want to stir up a little bit, see what happens when I vote for teams that are like completely on paper just gonna lose. They're like super outnumbered, outclassed in every single role, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll vote for them this week. 2-0, why not? That was my first week for Genie Pearl. That's why I gave them the 2-0. Yeah.
All right.
So Genie not doing hot, but like with BDE, I can't say for sure. I don't know like any of the players really. But
it'll be interesting to see where they go for sure. Cause like
yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking about Leper's comments about TD Syndicate. I'm thinking about how TD Syndicate beat BDE today. And I'm thinking about all this stuff that you guys are telling me about this newer team and all these other elements. And I'm falling into y'all's rationality, and I'm kind of putting.
I can't believe I'm about to do this, Tex. So
oh no,
here it goes. There's a problem with what you're saying, and that is we know that Toxin's running the team.
Oh shit! Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
And
I'm kidding.
For better or for worse, when you have the same manager and the same kind of coaching staff, regardless of new players, you have to kind of sit there and go, they've taken brand new players or brand new groups of players to the highest heights before.
Yeah, that's why I'm putting TD Syndicate up there.
Like, that's my difference here. It's like, there's definitely like, you're absolutely correct in my opinion that I think TD Syndicate might have the same ego issues that BDE Lucid does, but
well, that's not quite what I was saying. But I do have some of that sentiment where I think TD Syndicate and BDE might both suffer from some of the same challenges that could push them further down in the bracket, further down in the rankings as the season progresses. But right now, I mean, we're already seeing so much volatility across the top three, right? Obviously, Age Tyranny is 6-2. Game score wise, 2-0 across the first 2 weeks, and they're just looking like they're unstoppable, right? They are looking like maybe there's a few cracks here and there, but they are not 6-2, 5-1, right? They've only lost one game individually against Glacial Phantom. But nonetheless, right, I feel like TD and BDE sit right below that where they're going to be tussling with each other over the same problems, over the same issues that each team's going to deal. Both those teams going to deal with the same problems, right? And that's where I'm having a hard time, like 3 or 4, 3 or 4, 3 or 4, which is going to be. So it's kind of that grouping just sits there for me. Obviously below Tyranny
you
and
make
Revolution.
a call and you're wrong. It's irrational predictions.
That's what
you
it is.
Make
We
a
commit
call,
and we're
you
wrong.
try to bullshit an explanation for it. Know that you're just guessing, and that come the end of the season, we know that we are going to be wrong, and we're going to laugh at ourselves.
So we've
Why
got
isn't me every pregame show though?
Well, I mean, it's the reason that we've done this all the time. Like this is why I started coming up with this stupid idea.
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea, and it serves to really like encapsulate a good review.
So we've talked about the uppercut a little bit here. We've talked about
Let's talk about the bottom.
Let's talk about the bottom, right? So we know Snack Bears and Revolution generally sit in our minds with BDE at that middle bar by the end of the season, but we're thinking quite different things across the board about the final placement of these 3 different teams, except for G&E Pearl being last. Walk me through. Cole, you haven't said much. You've been talking in chat a lot. I need you to stop talking in chat, sir.
Yeah.
I need you to pay attention to the group here, please.
I'm
kidding. Engaging in chat is good. It's good for metrics. Please keep doing that.
Yes. Okay. Okay. What am I'm talking about the bottom 3?
Talking about the bottom 3 specifically. Like what about G&E Pearl, man?
Okay.
No faith?
So, no, that's not. I have no faith. Okay, but I'm just gonna say it. Okay, straight up. So G&E Pearl, they've actually played 2 really good teams, which kind of sucks. Their schedule is actually pretty, like, I don't know. It's kind of front loaded. I think the middle of their schedule is easier. They're playing Glacial Phantom next week, which I actually think they can win. But the thing for me is, like, they're at the bottom because Genie Pearl and TDS Chocolate have yet to win a game. They both are. They're
That's
like
a lie.
0-2.
That's
Wait,
a
has
lie.
TDS won? Oh, you guys
Yeah,
won.
they
right?
took a
TDS won.
game.
Okay, so
We absolutely crushed Snack Bears in that game.
G&E Pearl has yet to win a game, was what I was trying to say. They haven't won a game yet, and that's why I actually have them at the bottom. Now, TDS Chocolate and Glacial Phantom have won a game, so that's kind of why I just have them a little bit higher. But I think G&E Pearl, like, each week they are improving. I mean, yeah, they took AH Tyranny to like 40, 50-minute games, but again, they still haven't won. So, like, yeah, it's one thing to take a good team to very long games, but you still have to win, right, at the end of the day. You can't just, like, keep losing. And if you just keep losing, it's like, yeah, this team will take you to 40 minutes, but you're just going to win type of thing. But what I will say is Genie Pearl plays Glacial Phantom next week, and I have faith in them because they've been only playing, like, these top-tier teams, and that doesn't really, like, do justice of, like, where I actually think they could be, like, in reality, a 6th place team.
Know, Leper, you know who G&E are? They're GSG Redux, man. This is the anime protagonist hero arc, right? They're fucking
okay, you've doomed them.
Oh
no! Good job, bro. It's like what me and Cole and Matt Pizza do every, like.
Oh yeah, we doom every team.
We do this, like, stupid thing where, like, yeah, we're just gonna guess who's randomly.
You muted me again.
Oh my! Like, we randomly guess who's gonna be the champion, and we always doom them out of the season. So if we guessed you in week 1, yeah, sorry.
Well, so Leper knows when I say GSG Redux, what I'm saying is it's the this is the team that's gonna have a really rough season 1. They're gonna have a much better season 2, but still rough, and then season 3 they're gonna be a playoff contender. So that's my call. But Leper, you're saying I'm jinxing them. What's going on there?
The only time that they won was after they got rid of all the players that made the anime arc.
That's fair.
Oh!
I mean, okay. So to be fair,
so they replaced all the players that were made the anime arc, made 2 teams, and kind of put a bunch of vets in there, and yeah.
So what's happening here is this is a different studio, different production house, and they're adapting the same source material, but with a different spin with G&E. So it's gonna be a whole. We're gonna see it work differently.
Yeah,
It's gonna play out differently.
G&E wins the league. They're my underdog team. Obviously, I own the league, so clearly I'm gonna rig it for them. How do you think VB won EGL? I'm just saying.
All right, let's talk about so Exernian, I want to hear your thoughts about Glacial Phantom versus the Donut Shop. You've got Glacial Phantoms up above Donut Shop. What is your irrational logic to support that call?
Okay, Leopard, I know you're right here in the call, bro, so I'm gonna go easy on you, okay?
I fucking suck, so go on.
So the thing is, like, I just don't understand some of the plays that just happened when we were in a stream match, like especially. Like your team knows you're Hullbreaker Trundle, right? And then they're like, they know you don't have TP, and then suddenly they decide to 4v5 a losing fight when you're already behind gold, right? Like, I think it was like the third Drake of the game. There's no way your team actually contests that, right?
They did though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
and
but
that
why?
but why? Like, what happened? Like, are you communicating like, hey, I don't have TP, I don't like do it, right? Like, what's going on? Is my question.
I couldn't tell you.
Perfect.
I wish I had an answer. Like I do. Like there's things that need to be figured out.
So is that kind of that concern around the cohesion and the unity in terms of comms and team identity? Is that what you're saying is putting them below Glacial Phantoms in your mind, Exernian?
Yeah, and I think like there has to be like a little bit of ego on your team, Leopard, that people are choosing to make these kind of plays. Like, yeah, I agree that when you're behind, you need to start swinging fights, right? Like, you need to start taking 50-50s because that's how you get back into the game. But if you're taking like a 90-10, bro, like for the other team, yeah, no, I don't see you winning that. So I don't know if that's like a lack of
It's
just like
it's a thing
understanding or
of like you've. I don't know if you've ever played competitive. I know Cole has.
dude,
Right?
I played in
He
ZGG
plays
for my
competitive.
first league.
I gotcha. And please don't take this as me like disparaging my team because that's not what's meant. This is more like just trying to like explain, right? People get antsy. People feel pressured. People feel desperate in order to like make something happen,
Especially on the
and
big
so like
stage.
especially on the big stage, right? And you've got a bunch of people on Donut Shop that are eager to prove themselves, right? And so like that's where some of that comes from, right? Especially with the play that you're thinking of too. We're already super down. We're demoralized at this point. So it's like people want to try to do something rather than like roll over and die.
That I understand, yeah.
So I think
But I think like why I would put Glacial Phantom over TDS Chocolate was kind of like I think like, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Glacial Phantom was a team like all of them are like completely new to competitive kind of thing.
Did you say my name?
Yeah.
Okay,
Glacial
sorry,
Phantoms
I'm
are all
typing in.
new.
Yeah. So Glacial and Genie are new to comp. They actually like most of them haven't played before. They're all very new.
So that's going to be one of the reasons why I'm going to put G&E and Glacial below the Donut Shop. Is that while right now I think the Donut Shop is working through some of those jitters and some of that anxiety about performing on the big stage, playing together as a unit, and finding their groove, whether it's in the draft, in execution, trying to pick the right risky plays to make, right? I think their ceiling is going to be higher than, at least in this season, than some of these newer, fresher rosters. But at the same time, I don't feel like there's like Snack Bears went 2-1 to TD Chocolate, right? The Donut Shop Chocolate, sorry. And G&E has taken everyone to distance. Phantom took a game off of Big Duck Entourage. In my mind, the top cut, bottom cut is not that. There's not a huge gulf between these two groupings. And that makes it tough to say, right? Like, it's totally reasonable that some of these little things, these little decisions, are why we're going to put a team like Glacial over the Donut Shop in these incredibly irrational predictions, of course. But, I don't
Honestly, I would put them at like, for me, honestly, I don't think there's a big clear cut winner between the two. Like obviously, yeah, Donut Shop has more veteran players and stuff like that. But I really think it comes down to a lot of just like confidence, right? And being able to, I don't know, keep your head straight, right? And just play the game how you want to play. I think the biggest thing is just like losing sight of that, especially if you go into a game, say this is our win con, this is our game plan, and then all of a sudden you get nervous. You're on stream, right? With me, I'm probably, I'm not gonna toot my producer horn, but
It's
you're on a
something
pretty
else
good
when you
darn
got
stream.
Xernean in the lobby. You got a different mental.
You're on a good, darn good stream, right? Not every stream's got nice replays and me like manually watching the game and controlling the camera.
You make the replays are fucking amazing.
It's so good. It's ridiculous.
Appreciate.
I gotta watch Cole and Cole flame me tomorrow when I'm at work.
So yeah, you gotta watch Cole Squared.
Cole Squared.
Oh my god!
Is that what we're calling it now? Cole Squared.
That's the thing. Yeah, we're called Cole Squared now.
So we're no longer gonna have separate caster cards. We just have Cole Squared.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever we cast.
Now, are you gonna get other Cole to cast a cheesecake recipe?
Oh God, I don't know if he can cast a cheesecake recipe. That's all I'm saying. He's kind of a color caster. He's not really a play-by-play. So
he can do color on a cheesecake recipe, can't he?
Okay,
I mean, yeah, play-by-play one.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
wait, do you not remember this?
Do you not know that this was before Texas time? I'm the only one around.
Is it actually? Is it actually?
Yeah. Ned, I actually think Ned is the only other person that would actually have been around to see this live.
Oh, that was so funny. You can explain it, Leper, if you want.
So during the FTD RAR finals, chat convinced Cole during between one of the games. Chat convinced Cole to cast a cheesecake recipe. Like play-by-play cast a cheesecake recipe.
Like someone's making the cheesecake and he's casting it?
No, like he pulled up like some recipe blog and casted the recipe.
Like reading it?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I don't.
I gotta find the clip. Okay, y'all talk while I go find this clip.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible.
I know there have been like times, Cole, do you remember it was last season? You and I were casting. I was like dooming myself by casting and producing at the same time.
Yeah, that was us, yeah.
And then we had a super long pause. And then we like mini podcast and we just start talking about like snacks. What's your favorite snack, bro? What's your favorite season? And then
oh yes, I do remember.
We're sitting in like 10-minute pauses and people are just listening, like listening to us talk about the stupidest and random as shit. Like
yeah, that was really funny. I honestly don't know how I pulled some of this shit out of my ass.
Okay, it is now going to be posted in EDL General.
Oh no, I'm gonna get exposed, guys. My career is over. I'm canceled. Oh God, this was so long ago.
You guys heard it here on Aftershock.
2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago at the end of March. Like
end of March is literally right before I joined Revolution.
Yeah, no, this was the split. Oh, man. This was the season that Leper last was relevant in the scene and won.
Oh my god.
Was that when you beat
that was when I
MIT?
Beat Feathers. Beat MIT and then beat Feathers.
I remember watching because I was living with Danobi at the time, and I remember that was right before I had a couple weeks before that subbed in for Mr. Black for one of their practices.
Yep.
So and then they had that semifinal game against you guys, and I think you guys won in 5, right? Is that right?
We went 3-1 against them.
Right.
We actually, I don't know what the heck happened, but we ended up having Doc switched out to support.
Yeah.
In that series.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Danobi started jungling. Like, it was such a weird thing. And at that time, MIT had not been in a final, like had been in every single IBS final at that point.
Gotcha. Yep. Anyways, so that content is in EDL or in EDL General. Is that right? People can go find this.
EDL,
yeah.
EDL, IBS, whatever words hard. Oh, okay, folks. We are pushing the 50th minute of content creation and chitter chatter. I want to get any last hot takes. We're going to go around the room, and each of you is going to give us a hot take about how this regular season is going to end. What's going to be the upset match, right? Like, who's going to beat who? That's going to be blowing everyone's mind. But going to start with Cole. What's your hype upset? Who's going to beat who? That's your hottest take. What do you got? Cole.
I'm muted. I hate my life.
Cole. You're making me feel really
hello,
awkward
I'm
here,
here.
Cole. I'm really
No,
uncomfortable.
I'm here.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay, I
I'm
was really scared.
here.
Really
I
scared.
accidentally had it muted and I started speaking. But I had it muted. Okay, so this isn't necessarily going to be a match that I think would be a hot take. But I think Genie Pearl sneaks into the playoffs as the 6th seed. Despite them being 0-2 and not winning a game yet, I think with the two teams they've played so far, that being Tyranny and Rev, I think they've learned a lot. And I think week 3 is when they finally start to turn it on. And I think they actually sneak in as the last seed. Now, for a match they steal or like an upset, all right, week 7, they're playing TD Syndicate. All right, they're going to win 2-1. And they're going to take down TD Syndicate. And they're going to make it in as the 6th seed. Okay, I can keep going, by the way. They're going to make it as the 6th seed. All right, this is the miracle story. I did this for BDE last season. They didn't even make the playoffs, by the way. So I'm cursing you, Pearl. I'm sorry. But Pearl makes it. All right. Then I don't know who they're playing round 1, but they're going to play a top 4 team. Let's say it's BDE. Okay, they play BDE. They then take down BDE. Big upset. They go to the next round. They're taking on, I don't know, but they win that one too. All right, Miracle's looking good. They're going to end up, they're in the winner's final, and then they get slammed 3-0. Okay, so that's what's going to end up happening to Genie Pearl. Their miracle run is going to come
like
to
read
end.
the script. Okay.
This is a gauntlet
Yeah,
run.
that's
this
actually
is the C9 gauntlet run.
Yeah, they're gonna make it all the way to the winners, like the final match of the losers bracket, and then they're gonna actually get slammed 3-0. This is the script. I actually have it right here. So
that's where
I'm
it's coming
actually
from. Your
yeah,
one
how do you think
moment
I
of
was so
cogency.
specific?
You're coherent for a single moment on this stream, and it's because you're reading the goddamn script.
Yeah, I'm reading the script, but I actually think Genie Pearl's gonna end up being like a upset team, and they're gonna sneak in as the 6th seed.
Exernian,
All right.
what is your hot take? Leper, I want to save you for the end because you're the hottest of takes.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this is that hot of a take, but next week we're seeing Snack Bears go against Tyranny, and yeah, I mean obviously just looking at where they're placed relatively, like just on people's power rankings, it's gonna be obviously like Tyranny favorite. I do think right now Snack Bears is flying under people's radars. They remind me of my own team that I'm playing on in another league, where like we're just taking like really hot wins against other teams, but they're considered like lower teams, right? So people aren't looking at like how much we're winning. Like there's literally a game we ended on a 20k gold lead. Like I don't know, man. And people are just like, no, they're just a team that's just like getting easy teams. Like yeah, okay, sure, but you know. So I think next week, I do think Snack Bears actually wins that series. Snack Bears versus Tyranny, 2-1 or 2-0. Snack Bears will take that series.
All right. Again, I want to say mine real quick, and Leper, we're going to throw it off to you before we wrap up. Mine kind of branching off of that is I don't think Tyranny is going to drop another game the entire rest of the season. They're going to 2-0 the rest of their series. They might drop one at best, but I think they're going to 2-0 everything from here on out. That's my hot take. Leper,
So
what do you got?
so this is the hottest take in the biggest fantasy land of sleep deprivation and needing to be up in 5.5 hours.
So
for work.
sorry.
You're fine. Okay. I did this. I'm enjoying this. I couldn't have gone to sleep before anyway. Like I played a game. Like I don't know who could I don't know who could play a series and then just fall asleep. So week 5, right? Week 5. Tyranny versus TD Chocolate. TD Chocolate is going to beat Tyranny, and this is going to begin the downfall of Tyranny, and they're going to lose in the first round of playoffs.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to take the credit, even though we might not make playoffs. I'm going to take the credit for bringing downfall to downfall.
The Kingslayers, man. The Kingslayers.
Dude, just play Hullbreaker Trundle again.
No. God damn it,
I
no.
I like playing Hullbreaker.
Hullbreaker needs to be removed from the fucking game, and Tankakali needs to be banned from every tournament. Those are my two stances on anything. I hate it. I hate everything. I have learned so much about what I hate about current League of Legends this week. I have seen
Hullbreaker is so good.
Every day. Revolution has a game every day going forward for the rest of the season. and for one of our teams, right? And this week alone, I saw pretty much Hullbreaker every single day. I saw Tank Akali for way too much of a single game. It was bullshit. I'm having a bad time. I'm having a bad time. It makes me upset.
I mean, as somebody whose ideal game is to never interact with their team ever, like
Sounds
Hullbreaker's
like
such
every
a.
top laner I know.
I know, right? Is this not like the most top laner thing I can say?
It is absolutely the most top laner item, most top laner vibe out there. But any last final thoughts before we wrap things up here, guys?
I've had a lot of fun. Like, Cole and Exernian are fun to do content with. Please watch their shit.
Absolutely.
Bring them views. Sub to their channel. Don't sub to this one. Sub to the Elemental League channel.
That's fair. They're more likely to make money off of it.
That's my point. Like, hopefully they could get some return on investment. Like,
so, yes, absolutely. Go watch those guys. Go watch the pre-show. Go watch the cast. Go watch Exernian's incredible production.
If you
watch
want
the
like
VODs.
slightly better takes from me and Cole, go to the pregame show. I'll be sober, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I want to say is thanks for everyone for tuning in tonight. Big excitement for me. We hit 100 followers on this channel tonight. So thanks to everyone for tuning in and hanging out.
Are we gonna get the Benoit balls naming league champions?
Yes, the week after next, I want to try to see if Benoit and myself can get out. Oh, downfall number 101, my dude. The glorious 101. Yeah, we're gonna get Benoit balls up in here, and we're gonna talk about. We're gonna have someone who has no idea what League is talk about League of Legends Champions. It's gonna be hella fun. But tune in. I'm going to be out of town next week, guys. I'm going to be on vacation, but we'll return with EDL AFTERSHOCK show thing, whatever this is. We'll return in week 4 of EDL to talk with, I think we're going to have Toxin on board to chat with myself and Leper. But for now, thank you, Exernian. Thank you, Cole. We'll see you guys at the end of the season if we can get you in for that last week AFTERSHOCK, and we can review how off we are with our irrational predictions. But with that, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here on the stream. It has been wonderful. You guys have a great night, everybody. I'm going to send the stream over to stream done. You guys get 5 seconds to sit here, and then I'm going to say bye. 3, 2, 1, bye.